Started as the Kingdom of Wagadu, the Empire of Ghana was one of the earliest and most powerful states in West Africa, flourishing between the 2nd and 11th centuries in the Sahel region, between the Sahara Desert, the Senegal and Niger rivers in what are now the countries of Western Mali, Southeast Mauritania, Eastern Senegal, and Burkina Faso. Wagadu became a dominant force because of its control over the trans-Saharan trade routes, particularly the trade in gold and salt. The empire's wealth and power were built on its ability to tax the caravans that passed through its territory, and its capital, Kumbi Saleh, became a bustling hub of commerce and culture. At its height, it was known as the Empire of Ghana and was ruled by a king, called Ghana, who held both political and religious authority. The empire's decline began in the 11th century due to internal strife, environmental changes, and invasions by the Almoravids, a Berber dynasty. Despite its fall, the Empire of Ghana left a lasting legacy as a pioneer of centralized governance and trade in West Africa, influencing later empires like Mali and Songhai. Its history is preserved in oral traditions, particularly among the Soninke people, who trace their origins to this legendary kingdom. A mythological tale about the origin of the Ghana Empire tells the story of a legendary king named Dinga Sese, considered the empire's founder ancestor and the Soninke people's father. According to oral tradition, Dinga was an exceptional being, endowed with supernatural powers, and is said to have traveled from the east, guided by divine signs. During his journey, he traversed vast desolate lands until he reached a fertile region situated between the Senegal and Niger rivers. There, a genie or spirit guardian ruled over the land and demanded sacrifices for Dinga to settle. The king negotiated a spiritual pact by offering gifts and rituals, which allowed him to claim the territory. He founded an organized society based on agriculture and trade, teaching his people laws and practices to ensure prosperity. This tale established a sacred link between Dinga, his descendants, and the land. It also reflects the values of harmony with nature and respect for traditions, which laid the foundation for Ghana's cultural and political heritage. Daily life in the Empire of Ghana is just as fascinating. A typical scene of life could unfold in Kumbi Saleh, the lively and vibrant capital, an important commercial and cultural hub. In the early morning, markets begin to come alive. Vendors display their goods on wooden stalls or woven mats. The air is filled with the aromas of dates, salt, and spices from the north, as gold blocks glimmer in the sunlight. Artisans hammer away at metal to craft tools and arms, while women prepare local dishes like millet pancakes over open fires. Camels loaded with goods from the vast Sahara routes arrive under the curious eyes of children. In the royal quarters, advisors gather to discuss state affairs, while griots recount the history of their ancestors to entertain and impart wisdom. Nearby, scribes introduced by trade contacts transcribe commercial agreements or translate religious texts into Arabic. This scene reflects the dynamism of the Ghanaian Empire, where commerce, local traditions, and external influences coexisted to build a prosperous and complex society. Ethnic diversity was a notable element in the empire's population composition. The Soninke or Sarakol, the Susu, Arabs, and Berbers were all living in the empire at the peak of its power. Although the Ghana Empire was not directly associated with spectacular technological inventions, it witnessed remarkable social and economic innovations. One particularly significant invention was the advanced organization of trans-Saharan trade, which relied on ingenious systems of exchange and economic regulation. The silent trade practice was an inventive method used to exchange gold for salt with Berber or Arab merchants. This system involved depositing goods at a predetermined meeting point, then departing, allowing the other party to evaluate the goods and make an equivalent offer without direct interaction. This procedure respected linguistic and cultural differences while ensuring equitable trade. This system reflected a social innovation aimed at maintaining peace and trust in a culturally diverse context. It laid the foundation for refined commercial practices that thrived in the region for centuries. The silent trade solidified the empire's reputation as a premier economic hub.